Why do people talk about dreams, dream matchups? Dream Opportunities is about imagining what you want things to be like. If only the setting were just right.
None of us will ever forget.
The characters, just right. The timing, just right.
I don't think you can ever do that again, at no point in time.
If only it could all be the way you might have dreamed it up yourself.
People perceived us as being superheroes.
We became a team, and that team just stomped on everybody.
This never happened nowhere.
Figured eventually there'd be a movie made about the Dream Team.
This group may well be the greatest team ever assembled in the history.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the Dream Team podcast. Hot Sauce Beats here, hosting for the week one duties. I got Joey Sings, YoBGS, and Nate Alyn along with me.
What's up, Hot Sauce? How you doing? You got the Tito's and the Monster going, so we let you start everything off.
I do.
So funny, like we all get in here, and then out of the blue, it's like four people that can never shut up. All of a sudden, we get the most nervous energy ever, and we're all like, "Well, who wants to talk, Nate? Nate, say something. Talk about all the Nate aliens again."
Well, I feel bad because I'm like, well, should I wait? Like, I don't want to steal the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, I'm Nate, blah, 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 and I'm all taking over everyone's talk. And, you know what I mean? I don't know.
We all have our intros. We go into robot mode.
You sit here like, yo, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is not my YouTube channel.
This is our YouTube channel. It's like the Power Rangers. We've all come together. Now we got to figure out how the Megazord works.
Exactly.
But so Hot Sauce, the way we're starting this out is you volunteered for the hosting duties for week one. So where are we going? What are we doing? You gotta drive the ship. Maybe under the influence, but you still gotta drive it.
I got it. I got the steering wheel, and I'm shifting the gears. So. The way that we're going to kind of do this, at the beginning, we're going to chit-chat, have some friendly banter, or not talking here, crickets. And then I think just the fun thing, because, right, we got a new host. And also, for all you listeners or watchers, each week, one of us four, we're going to switch out, essentially, host duties. So that way, each episode's going to have a different feel to it, because the host is going to be different. And the host also gets stuck with the best part, the editing. So,
direct all your hate mail this week to hotsaucebeats@gmail.gov or whatever.
So that way, each episode is going to have a drastic differently feel to it. Each person's different personality. I edit different from Joey Sings. Nate edits different from YoBGS. I don't remember why I was just talking about that, but, because the segment. So whoever is going to host, my bad. So whoever is going to host that video also gets, which is the first segment, the weekly host segment. So for my week, and it'll be reoccurring every time I host, I'm going to do 2 truths and 1 lie. But it's going to mean I got some good questions for you guys. So, after we finish that, we're going to jump into what you guys are one of the things you're the most interested about, and that is weekly Dream SMP lore. So we'll just talk about that.
Wars.
Yes. Return of the Caravan. After that, then we have another segment, which is directly from you guys, the subscribers, and that is Would You Rather. If you guys are just now hearing about this, the way you could join that is by joining our Discord. Link will be in the description. And there's a Would You Rather segment. Type in your questions in there. Have as much fun as you want it with it. Be random, be serious, whatever.
I can only imagine what the kids got to say.
Right, there is so much in there.
I can only imagine.
I'm ready. I'm already knowing.
Do those have to be Minecraft related, or are they just like literally anything?
80 to 90% of them are Minecraft or Dream SMP related, but I personally like it to be as random as possible with Dream SMP in there, because I think it's fun to add questions just from any walks of life,
Try to get us caught up. That's what it is. Just be honest. You're trying to get us canceled. The first step. You try to get us canceled.
And then after that, we will go into the Dream SMP characters, their channels, their individual channels like Tommyinnit's Minecraft mod vids. So stuff like that and their vlogs. We'll talk about that after that. And this is actually probably what the biggest segment this week is going to be. Dream SMP original music. Perfect example, because we're going to talk about Dream's new song with Alec Benjamin, but that's not Dream SMP related, but it's from someone in the Dream SMP.
And Derivakat's got a whole album out now. I know
Yeah.
y'all listen to it. I've listened to it in pieces, and it is. I don't even know. It's unreal.
It is art. That is art. It's like every song has a different vibe, a different. Oh, I love her.
She definitely takes you.
Love
She's a
it.
traveler. She takes you with you, along the ride. Like we're all there with her, down the Jubilee line. I can't wait to get into it.
You never know what you're gonna get with her either. Like, I swear it's like a game.
Never.
What genre is she gonna play? Who's she gonna talk about? Like, it's just insane. We're gonna get MCC talk and predictions. For those of you that
make
don't
everybody
know.
mad at us.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Problem with predictions is that somebody has to come in last, and when they do, the torches, the pitchforks, they're coming out.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
to close, another thing going back to the subscribers, which again you have to be on our Discord, so you might as well join it. The weekly fam art winners, and bear with us, fam. This is literally the first time for the most part. Any four of us are doing this. We're gonna have learning curves. The show format's gonna change. You are witnessing a baby being born into greatness, and that is what this is right now, a greatness baby, hence the Dream Team podcast. So
I just realized, because I want to point this out and shout a certain special someone out, but the three of you don't, because I'm on Twitch, but the three of you don't really stream all that much. Although I know Joey just got his Twitch going.
Oh wow, yeah, it's different. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Joey streams. Let's go.
Joey streams.
But it's so much fun. Like, I'm so happy y'all are getting into the streaming world. It's like this, and it's just the most chill thing ever. Like, you just hang out, and it's so much fun.
I can't wait to break into the streaming game too, because I already know that that's a great way to get some engaged viewers, like not just like fans, but like people who like really stick around for longer because they see you in the more like real sense where things are a bit more dialed down. Speaking of which, this is going to be the first time anybody of my fans have seen me in a long form way that's like not edited. You know what I mean? I did do a corpse stream reaction months back, and it was like 3 hours or something, and I barely edited it. I couldn't do it. 3 hours of editing, not gonna happen. But I did do that like
but you are like
back.
the king of the premiere, so everybody's used to showing up to you and like watching stuff live as it happens, because you premiere like everything.
No matter what time it is. No matter what time. Like, I see I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to pop in and my comment's going to get lost.
I mean, let's blow up Nate's head here a little bit. I mean, he had Alec Benjamin on his premiere the other night.
Oh, that was so nuts.
Bro.
1 in the morning.
1 in the morning.
Watching his premiere.
I still don't even know how many. I didn't even realize so many people even be there. Like when I was premiering it, I strictly only did it because I was trying to speed run the reaction. Right, I was with y'all, and y'all got me all hyped up. Y'all gassed me up in the freaking Discord. So I'm like, all right, fine. Like I'm a. So there I am. I'm like rushing to edit out or whatever. I get it out, and then I put the thing and I said it's going to premiere. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even say that a video was coming, at least to my community page like I normally do. So I didn't expect a lot of people to turn up. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing like 100 people waiting. I'm like, what in the world is this? Why are so many people here? And then freaking when Alec Benjamin showed up before the premiere even like was like even going all the way, I was like, whoa, what are you doing here? So random.
He was literally in your chat lobby waiting for your reaction to start.
I have no clue why or what ended up like bringing him to this video specifically at that time. But in the chat, I made him a mod. I was like, all right, I'll turn you into a mod. When I tell you I was shaking.
You can hear you.
I was shaking, y'all. When I tell you I was shaking. I was like typing all fast. I was like, ooh, what do I say? I'm like worried because I'm like, bro, it's Alec Benjamin. But yeah,
it turns out Alec turns on you and he just starts banning everybody that's chatting. You're like, no, what happened? I made a terrible mistake.
I figure before we jump into segments, a fun little question, because I think this is just something maybe that some of our subscribers would like to know. What got you guys into doing reactions? Or Dream SMP reactions, however you want to take it, just roll with it and I'll listen.
But I feel like my story is always dark because I got into reaction videos when I was like in a previous relationship that was abusive. And it was like my escape. I can turn on my camera and be somebody else. So it's like, okay, this is me. Like, this is who I am when I'm not getting yelled at. So then it just turned into this. Like, I literally remember watching the girl eating her tampon. I had no idea reacting was a thing. I woke up and it was at like 10,000 views. I'm like, oh, I'm famous. Like, okay, let's keep going. And I don't even know how I found Dream SMP. Don't know where they came from, how they even got under my radar. I don't remember. I honestly don't. I know I reacted to Tommy, I think. Yes, I reacted to Tommy playing Among Us. And then it was like, shoot. And I'm like, I'm here. Here we are. I'm addicted.
I think that's similar to many people. Not necessarily, of course, you know, all due respect the abuse part. You know, I don't think everybody has that story. You know what I'm saying? You might be a little
I hope
extra,
not.
little extra special there, you know, with that. But I do think like a lot of times when it comes to doing reactions and YouTube videos in general, it's like we have this like thought, just like this one thought of like, well, I've seen other people do this, like react at least, and like I enjoy reactions, so maybe. Oh, I already know what time it is. I already know what time it is. The Twizzler time. I'm sorry.
You gotta put the electrical tape over it. They're not giving us money yet. Don't give them free plugs.
Mosaic it out. You gotta blur that out. You gotta blur it out. We need the bag. But no, for real. I think like I got into it a little bit like after that. I like watched some reaction channels and I was like, I could try it. It looks easy. You know, it's such a whack, you know, presumption to have about it because, you know, you look at them, you see them just sitting there, and you're like, it looks easy. So I tried it. Those videos were bad. You know, I would like to say that my first 50 videos were all bad. Like all my first 50 reactions were like really bad. The quality was bad. I wasn't
go back and look at mine. So
you know what I'm saying? It just like it wasn't clicking with me exactly all the things I was reacting to. And then like it just wasn't there. But then later down the line, I started to get some traction. I listened to death metal for the first time, and that video popped off for me. And then after that, I pretty much was like listening to more rock and metal music and hip hop music on the channel, and the videos and my channel started to grow. And then boom, out of nowhere, freaking I saw this like explosion just take off where I tried to title it more of my things of like hip hop head reacts. And the hip hop head reacts thing like just took off. And a bunch of people really they love to see, and I'm just gonna put it out point blank, period. They love to see black people reacting to rock music, okay? It seemed like some magical thing in the algorithm, right? Everybody was like just clicking into it. And
I mean, I was obsessed with what Mr. Video, Twins the New Trend. I went down a rabbit hole for a long time. Like to me, it's cool to see people react to music that they've like never heard before. You know, you get the most like redneck looking dude ever, and you make him listen to Dr. Dre. Like that's funny to me.
Yes.
Like I love that every time.
Same. I love that. I love seeing, I guess, someone that you wouldn't expect to be exposed to a certain type of music, like be exposed to that and like get their genuine opinions. And that's something I can't wait to all of us talk about, was the fact that not only have we all love Dream SMP, we all do reactions, we're all into music in some way. We're all deep into music. Joey, you have a deep singing background. You love singing. YoBGS, you run a radio DJ station, and Hot Sauce, you produce. I see you because I produce too. So I love how that is something that's like oddly tying us all together as well with this.
I love that because music is literally everything. And like, that's my thing. Like, I think a lot of people are surprised when they see me like reacting to Corpse. They're like, why are you watching this? I'm like, because I love that it's different. Yep. And it's insane, but it's like, oh my goodness, like I can't stop listening to Corpse.
But everybody can't drop new music at the same time. If Dream, Derivakat, you know, Tubbo, Corpse, Bellaport, if everyone puts their music out on the same day, like we wouldn't sleep.
And for the rest of the month, our channels would be screwed.
True.
I want that content spread out.
I almost spilled my water. Dang it.
So I had a little bit kind of different journey from everyone because my way into like reacting wasn't really from music. Like I started like because I followed Jontron, you know, I watched like Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez and them, and I was like, what if I take that mentality and put it to like old Nickelodeon shows, you know, like Legends of the Hidden Temple and like Doug, and just take a look at like old episodes. And I made videos on that for the longest time. None of them did anything. Like, I think a lot of people looked at my Legends of the Hidden Temple because they thought that I was just bootlegging the show. So like the average watch time on it's about 4 seconds. They watched until they heard a voice and they're like, oh, screw this, I'm out.
Way, that's so messed up.
Because it had Legends of the Hidden Temple and episode 1 in the title. So it kept coming up for everyone on the search. But like, so
I'm
that
trying to
worked
watch
for
the
me.
show.
And then I was like, well, I stream and I speed run. So I'm going to just like, you know, I'll make kind of documentaries about like, there are people that speed run every single Mario game in one sitting. And they try and beat them all in like less than 2 hours or something like that. They'll run 8 Sonic games at one time. So I was telling their stories, and that was kind of doing okay. And it was around that time that a channel that I follow, Jaden Animations, because I'd watched her do like Pokemon Nuzlocke, because her animation is ridiculous. And I saw pro, you know, Pokemon speedrunners and stuff would then like watch her do the Nuzlocke and like comment on, you know, how she did. So I was just sitting around one day, and she put out a video that said like, I became a world record speedrunner. And it was literally that moment of like, I jumped up off the couch. I was like, my planet needs me. And I just ran into the office, and immediately, like an hour after she put it out, I had my video up, and within 24 hours, it had done more than anything else on my channel combined.
Wow.
And I went into work the next day, and one of my buddies, the only other one who actually like follows YouTube at all, I walked into his studio before his show. He goes, so you're a reaction channel now? And I was like, no, I'm gonna go back to doing this stuff later. Yeah, and then like 2 weeks later, I walked back in. I'm like, yep, I'm a reaction channel now. And so I got into the world of Minecraft because everyone said, you know, oh, Dream, he's a Minecraft speedrunner, and he has people like hunt him. And that was also around the time that the speedrunning controversy like first happened. So then everyone was like, you need to watch this video and talk about it. And then I was just kind of in it at that point.
Hey, so real quick, to stay on you, Yo. So I've heard you talk about this, and I've actually been wanting to ask you, but as soon as we came up with the Dream Team podcast idea, I wanted to wait to ask this for the video. So in our introduction, you mentioned that you are a world record holder. I would like to know more about this.
So you got me on the spot. I actually need to look up, because I have times on speedrun.com. I have speedruns for, I want to say like 205 different games. Because my goal at one point was to be the dude on speedrun.com with the most different games speedrun. I gave up on that pretty quickly because it got really difficult. But and then, so when I started using that in my intro, my subs came along and started bopping all of my records because they were just like, I'm going to play this game until I beat your time. So I have to see which ones are still up, but I think the one that's still safe is Elmo's Letter Adventure for Nintendo 64. I'm pretty sure I still have the world record for that. I'm definitely top 3. It's not that competitive.
You are wild. You are not human.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
See, and that's a game. It's like you would not expect someone to get a record in, and it kind of reminds me of the times when I was trying to get platinum trophies in PS3. And the whole thing is like, all right, you can get a platinum, right? And you can pick a game and love that game and get a platinum trophy. Nothing wrong with that. Or you can pick a game that you know is going to be easy to get a platinum trophy, right? Just to get the plat. So I picked Harry Potter. I don't know which game it was. I think it was like Harry Potter and the Chamber, something like that. I can't remember which one it was specifically, but I'm in there and I'm freaking mixing potions up and stuff. I'm trying to get the potions going and stuff, trying to get the platinum and everything. And I ended up getting it, but I burned one of my controllers. So that's one of the things that ended up. Yeah, bro. So the joystick, I was trying to get this platinum, and I had to move the joystick around kind of fast to brew a potion, and the joystick, like the rubber just completely peeled off of it. It got all bad, and it just fell off completely. So that controller is just done. It's burnt off. I can't ever use it again.
Wait. So what about you, Hot Sauce? When did you start?
So what got me into YouTube in general? I was in the Navy for 11 years. I had just gotten out. Moved back to Nebraska, started doing HVAC work. And one of the great things from the military in general, as long as you do 4 years, they pay for college. So I was going to business school and just losing my passion for it. I had just dropped my kids off at their mom's for the weekend one night. I was driving home and I heard NF's Let You Down. And just kind of a cheesy moment story, but it just, so all four of us love music, super passionate. I know you guys don't understand this. The song just hit me. It hit me different. I'm not going to lie. It made me cry on my ride home. I don't know if I had a bad day at work. I don't remember that. It hit me. Like the words, the song spoke to me. And I swear I had this enlightenment, it takes me about 2 hours round trip to drop off my kids. So I had about an hour drive home, and it was probably about 15 minutes into it. So for the next 45 minutes, like, I swear just all these ideas just started popping in my head. By the time I got home, I knew I was done going to business school, and I knew I was going to apply. I didn't know what college yet. I ended up going to Los Angeles Film and Music School. I got accepted there, got my degree in music production, and just the whole YouTube music production. And that is actually what started up my channel, is that. For the first probably 10 months or so, I had only made beats on my YouTube channel. That's it. If you guys really want to laugh and cringe, go ahead and watch those. Those videos are still up. And then Eminem's Kill Shot came out, and I'm like, I've been watching reaction videos. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like this is gonna be so huge. I have to react to it. Put out my first reaction, and that was at the time my first video that semi blew up.
So then, when did you go from Juice WRLD to Tommyinnit?
I got into reacting to KSI. I don't really remember what made me react to KSI for the first time. But then that led me into reacting to the Sidemen, and that was like another really big boom on my channel. And then, so the Sidemen got like 5 different channels, and their second main one, it's called More Sidemen. And they did a video called, and I know everyone that watches this video is gonna know this video because it was massive and huge, but they did something called the Fan Base Wars. And it was an Among Us video, and it was the Sidemen versus Tommyinnit, Wilbur Soot, and Tubbo. If any of you have not seen this video, you have to watch it. That was my first. It's hilarious. It's amazing. Yes, it is Among Us content, whether you like it or not, but it's hilarious. So that was my first time being introduced. I'd never heard of Tommyinnit, never heard of Wilbur Soot, never heard of Tubbo, and I will admit my appreciation for Wilbur and Tubbo did not happen at all in that video. Tommy, and just like, he also held his own against KSI, which if any of you know KSI, that never happens. I was just like, oh my God, and the comments were like, you've never heard of Tommyinnit? You need to react to him. Have you ever heard of the Dream SMP? So my first reaction to Tommyinnit was a Minecraft video, and at the same time was when he died in prison when Dream killed him. So my first ever Tommyinnit reaction was literally Tommyinnit dying in prison. But the funny part was my reaction, like, I could not fathom the significance and how important Tommy dying his last. I didn't know what a canon life was. I didn't know none of that shit.
So because you watched the movie backwards. Who does that?
Literally. 100%. Which also, by the way, a shout out to Evan MC Gaming. People like Joey and myself. Evan MC Gaming is how a lot of us and our followers and subscribers, people who are late to the game, get caught up. 100%. I would not know 90% of the stuff I do without Evan MC Gaming.
You have no idea. This is my boomer moment of I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways to school because when I started, it was before Doomsday. So it was literally, I had like people in my community were making playlists of like, this is where you have to go. And I was grabbing like 4 videos at a time, and just any of the moments where they were like walking somewhere, I would just edit that out in my reaction and try and be like patching all of this together as I went. And it was so rewarding. But literally as soon as I got caught up, Evan MC is like, hey guys, you want to hear about the first 3 months? Here's a nice 30-minute video.
Right?
And I'm like, I can't react to this because I've already seen it.
I will tell you right now, I think Tommy is probably the entry for most people going into whatever the Dream SMP is, just because of, just like you said, how in your face and how bold Tommy is. I feel like you would think that that would be a bit more polarizing, but I feel like with the mixtures of the people he's interacting with and their response to him, like it's just normal for him to behave this way, it makes you feel comfortable with enjoying the content. Does that make sense? I guess
that makes a lot of sense.
It's like comforting. It's like, okay, we can watch Tommyinnit, and then we can easily go from Tommyinnit to the Dream SMP, because we've seen Tommyinnit in the Dream SMP and the story unfold, and everyone's just cool with the way he is and how in your face he is. And then you realize, like, it took me a minute to really understand like how big the scope was. Like once I reacted to that first Dream SMP part, which changed everything for me and changed everything for the channel. It's how I found YoBGS, because he just popped up in my recommended. He was also, you were definitely the first person that popped up. And I remember as soon as I found you, it was the funniest thing ever. I was like, whoa, there's a channel that's really talking about the Dream SMP. And I went into the comment section. I was like, oh crap. I wonder if he'll notice me. I'm a reactor too. Like, this is crazy. I don't remember what I told or said in that first comment, but I know it was like, I hit the like button and I subscribed. So I was like, this is going to be, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is really cool. There's someone else that's like doing the same thing as me right now. And then right after I watched him, Super McGreg's popped up. I'm like, oh, all right, this world is.
I chart my Nate eras by like what you were wearing in them. And I've been subscribed to the Nate channel since the spam hat. I remember the spam hat so fondly. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, does this guy actually like spam? Is he saying that he's spamming? And then I watched it, I'm like, oh no, he's just a cool dude. We certainly wouldn't be here without that. Well, and also without Nate, because I think Nate was the first person who DM'd like each of us and kind of got everybody talking.
But let's move on and go to the next segment. And our next segment is going to be the weekly host segment, which is me. And I'm going to do 2 truths and 1 lie. So we're going to do 3 rounds of this. And the goal is for literally any of you 3 to beat me. You listeners and viewers, go ahead and try and answer these as well. We're going to have 3 rounds. Each round is going to have 3 questions. 2 of them are going to be true. 1 is going to be a lie. And the goal is for you guys, whether you want to do it individually or together, to figure it out. Are we ready?
Let's go.
Okay. And these are really random, okay? And someone's trying to break in my home. So first question. The CEO of Food for the Poor, one of the largest international food relief organizations, is named Robin Mafood. Let that sink in. Robin Mafood.
Oh, too good to be true. Like that just
right.
I don't think Sauce can make that up.
Pretty creative. Question 2. Before becoming one of the nation's largest pharmacies, CVS was founded as an ice cream shop whose name stood for chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
I smell cap.
I smell
cap.
I don't know though, because they used to have like, that's the like it was the drugstores used to have those places you could go and get like soda. They always had the soda fountain in there. So it's possible you could get like, you know, you could get vanilla swirl and Percocet like in the same, you know, just 2 sides. Like you go to one and then you turn this way and you get the other.
Yeah, give me an ice cream cone and some of that Percocet.
Yeah, why not?
Bro.
Okay, question 3. When getting a kidney transplant, they normally leave the original kidney in your body and put the 3rd kidney in down by your pelvis. Those are the 3 3 questions, 2 truth, 1 lie. You figure it out.
Well, I hope that last one
It just threw me for an entire loop because that last one, if it's true, it's horrible.
Right?
So that seems like it would kill you. Like you can't just leave something in your body.
This is a good game. This is a good game. This is
I know it is. I know it is.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you guys can discuss amongst yourselves. Again, you can use strategy. You can each just play
Why
as
do
an
I feel like
individual.
that last one is like horrifically true? Like a
I
part of
would
me feels like
hope-
that is horrifically true. Oh my god, that feels terrible.
But then, like, because if they put it down there, like, how are they getting all the what? You don't have extension cords in your body. Like, they can't. How would they get all the wires down there?
Just plug it in and.
No.
Yeah, you can't just stretch them out.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I think the last one's a lie. The last one has to be a lie.
So okay, so you're saying kidney's a lie. Joey says kidney's a
Yeah.
lie.
I'm team kidney. I'm not gonna. There's no big reveal here. I just can't.
Yeah.
They're always so about being clean that I can't imagine them just being like, yeah, just leave the bad one in there. What's the worst that could happen?
So now, mind you, Nate, you're the last one left. So you can either go with your gut instinct, like let's say your gut instinct is also kidney, but remember, if it's not kidney, then there's no way you guys can beat me, and then it's going to be essentially the best out of 3 for you guys, and who gets the most right.
So you know what I'm actually gonna go for? I was gonna go for the freaking kidney too, just because I don't want it to be true. But the real thing is like this. I'm thinking I think the CBS one is actually the lie here. I could be off, but I feel like the CBS could be the lie here. So I'm gonna go with CBS.
That was, yeah, you did say as soon as he read it, you did say you smelled Cap. So I'm thinking.
Okay, the votes, the choices are locked in. One of you is right, which actually that just spoiled it. So Nate,
that was anticlimactic.
I didn't realize how to word that. So Nate, you are right. That is the lie. It actually did start off as an ice cream shop, but it was Consumer Value Store is what CVS stands for.
You can still get your vanilla swirl with their Percocets. You could.
So yeah, Robin My Food is the real name, and the third kidney, or the kidney that's bad, is just left in there. Individually, everyone's still in this because Nate could get the next one wrong, and then you guys are playing amongst you. Okay, round 2. Question 1. Years after the famous assassination, the son of John Wilkes Booth inadvertently saved the son of Abraham Lincoln from being hit by a train. The two had never met. When William Lincoln was informed who had saved him, he then pulled out his pistol and shot Edwin Booth on the spot.
I felt geography and world history.
Question 2. Currently, Internet Protocol supports enough IP addresses for every single atom on Earth to have a unique IP address and still have enough left over to do another 100 Earths.
Cap? What? No, Cap.
That's a lot of smart fridges.
Last question. This is a good one too. In World War II, the U.S. developed the Bat Bomb, which was a bomb dropped by an aircraft which would open and release 1,000 bats strapped with explosives on timers. The bats would disperse to a 40-mile radius before exploding the building that they chose to stay in. You have the questions. You choose the lie.
Poor bats.
All right, Nate's in the lead, so Nate's got to pick first this time.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
The war one is sending me for a loop right now. And you know what? I just want to say, if any Dream SMP member watches this podcast and they watch this last one and they get the idea of turning bats into exploding, explosive devices, okay? We need our credit. All right, we need our credit. Give our credit to Hot Sauce. With that being
okay, Minecraft, but bats explode.
For real.
Great, that's a great mod idea.
It is. Okay, but in all seriousness, I actually think, oh God, I'm gonna go once again. I'm gonna go with the middle one. I just don't believe that. It just seems like that's a lot to have to be ready to be able to just compute like that. But then again, it sounds so specific that it's like odd that you're like, okay, it can't be like fake, right? I'm gonna go with it anyway. I think that one's the lie.
With which one?
The IP one.
All right. I think.
You know what?
Okay.
I feel like I want to go with the bad.
Oh, Joey's going with the bats.
Joe, you're going with the bats?
I want to go with the bad because that's just sad. Why are we blowing bats up? Bats. All my picks are going to be emotionally based. Okay.
Hashtag save the bats.
For real.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like I'm gonna break from both of you and go with the train, just because I can't see like if you got saved from being hit by a train, you'd be in so much shock that like the rest of the day, you know, you would just be grateful that you're alive. I can't imagine, because who's even gonna do that? Who's gonna walk up to you and be like, by the way, you know that we canceled the person who saved you, right? So you probably shouldn't thank them. That'd be a bad thing. And then you just turn around and shoot someone. I can't. Maybe that happened, but there's no way it happened right away.
All right, you might be spitting facts.
Okay.
But either way it go, one of us has to be right, which means we still are in this.
Yeah.
All right. The choices have been chosen. And unfortunately, no one can no longer beat me.
Oh.
YoBGS is correct. The lie is Abraham Lincoln and the train. So that puts YoBGS at 1, Nate at 1. So one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to have a 3-way tie, or Nate or YoBGS can win. So with that being said, here comes round 3. And I feel really good that I am undefeated now.
Oh, here we go.
Round 3, question 1. Because cats spend up to 30% of their time grooming themselves, they lose about as much fluid through saliva as they do urination. What? Question 2. Lobsters. Yes, lobsters have bladders on either side of their heads, and they communicate by squirting urine at each other. You heard that right. Lobsters pissing on each other like R. Kelly.
They may deserve to be eaten. If that's true, they kind of deserve, to be food.
God, they are delicious too. Just hopefully they get washed first. Okay, question 3. In 2017, the one and only Miss Lady Gaga arrived at the American Music Awards ceremony wearing a $1.2 million wig made from the mane of American Pharaoh, the Triple Crown winning racehorse. You have the questions. Now choose the lie.
Seeing how I love Gaga, and I believe that she would definitely do something like that.
Remember her meat dress.
She would definitely do something like that. So
we're putting YoBGS on the spot. He got to answer first.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Because I'm trying to think, because I've seen lobsters before. I've seen them in the tank at the store, and I don't remember them out of their ears in someone else's general direction. Like that, I gotta go with the lobsters. I feel like I would have heard that before. I don't know.
You might need a Twizzler.
I also took oceanography in school, and I don't remember them talking about that. So I'm gonna go with the lobsters too.
So that's Yo.
I feel like cats. That would be true. They always licking their damn selves.
I mean, we're not trying to kink shame, but that is still weird.
It is.
You want to pierce on somebody? Go for it.
I'm gonna pick the Lady Gaga one. I'll tell you why. The only reason why I'm gonna pick that is because she did show up to something in a meat suit, right? Yeah. She showed up to something in a full meat suit, and that was a protest. So I'm thinking she's not gonna show up to something with a horse head, something made out of a horse head. I could be wrong, but I feel like wouldn't that be like what is up with her then? Like, I thought you care about animals. Like, how are you doing this?
That was kind of what I was thinking, but that was why I was like, that seems too obvious. I don't know.
So is that
We're
your
gonna find
choice,
out.
Nate?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I'm
about
locked
this
in.
on each other. This
Okay.
Right? That's so crazy. That's wild.
We do have a winner out of you three. Which means, oh, god damn, I need to realize how to word these. Damn it.
Hot Sauce doesn't know how to do suspense.
I don't. Drum roll. I already ruined it. Nate, you won. Lady Gaga was a lie.
Hey, that's what's up.
Hey, guys, thank you for trusting me on this segment. This was a lot of fun. I
Heck
enjoyed
yeah.
this.
We're doing a Dream SMP theme next time. That'll be fire.
That would be.
Yes.
I will actually might get one right.
All right. So wait, you gotta leave in a comment, by the way. If you were playing along, how many points did you get? We need to know. I want to know how we did.
Yeah.
Who did
If
anyone
you got
beat
more
me?
than one, don't comment. If you got more than one, don't comment.
Just let us know if you got one. I just want to see ones in the chat. Next segment, Dream SMP lore. Who wants to start us off?
So really quick, is everybody completely caught up? Like everybody's. Okay, so Nate, you're outside the burger thing. Because
I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to, y'all can tell, don't worry about spoilers. I will watch it probably at Okay, so you're kind of, you're on the same level as them.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I think I can give the TLDR here pretty good. So do you guys know Wilbur and Tommy kind of set up shop outside of Las Nevadas?
Hold on. What's TLDR?
Too long didn't read.
Yeah. He's speed running
It's
it.
abbreviation.
I'm like, what? I've never heard that before. Okay, continue.
I'm glad you asked. I wanted to know what that meant, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna go with it.
Okay,
I don't mind. I'll take the hit on that.
So the short version is that Las Nevadas is the place to be because you've got Las Nevadas. Then on the one side was where Wilbur and Tommy had started setting up. On the other side, Tubbo and Ranboo decided to build. They called it a cookie shop.
Cookie shop.
It was this giant military outpost, and Quackity saw right through it. So he immediately started building over, and he's like, I'm not. By the way, that's a funny video if you haven't seen it yet, because it's about 15 minutes of Ranboo just straight up being sassy to Quackity about, like, we're not doing anything. You can't tell us where to build and not to build. It's a cluster, but it's so funny. But
let me add on that real quick. Let me add on that because also Ranboo did at the time think it was solely a cookie shop out of a military fortress.
But that's because he's our beloved.
Yes, he is. He's very naive.
So Wilbur decided in his infinite revivedness that he was going to go and recruit Ranboo to help him out. So what they did is they're now selling NFT burgers. They made the first round. It's the Will Burger Volume 1, and they've got that ready to go. And that part got a little creepy because toward the end of the lore, Wilbur mentions to Ranboo, we need to have a backup plan, and he gives Ranboo like a couple stacks of TNT, and he tells him, make sure that we've got a way out of this in case everything goes south. It's already kind of going south because Quackity recruited Tubbo to run the restaurant and make Tub Burgers, which conveniently are also NFT-style burgers, because when Wilbur decided to go gloat to Quackity about his newfound success, and Quackity immediately just stole the idea because Wilbur blew up part of the restaurant, and now we've got this like, are you team Will Burgers or are you team Tub Burgers? I think I hit the high point.
When I was watching it, it was crazy because I was like, did Tubbo go give Quackity this idea? Because Wilbur and Tubbo talked about that when they were out there on the thing. He was like, oh, I'm starting a burger place. Then all of a sudden, Tubbo's like, I'm not going. I don't want to work with you. And then you fast forward, and then here's Tubbo Burger. I'm like, wait a minute. You just snatched it and ran.
Right. So let me add on to that a little bit because I did watch all the streams. So the very first stream of Wilbur and Ranboo, they're building another caravan, which is just reminiscent of the Breaking Bad drug van.
No, this is a burger. Completely different.
Completely different. But another thing, though, with how that stream ended, so all of this stuff, right? There's a lot of Wilbur truthers out there, but Wilbur is having Rambo do all this. So Wilbur gave Rambo the TNT and told him to go place it in the corner of Quackity's restaurant at Las Nevadas and light it up.
Yes, you're so right. I forgot that.
He like manipulated him. He was like, you have to have a way out of this for the innocent people. Me, you, and Tubbo, we're the innocent people. Like how he got into Rambo's head is insane.
He's like, let's show them that we're serious and blow up part of this building.
So in other words, it didn't change like the idea of Wilbur being that master manipulator, the way he does things. He spins things with his words. That didn't change at all.
No. And the whole way that he was talking during that first stream to Rambo, like he would give him compliments, and then I remember, I don't remember verbatim what Rambo said. It was something like, it was a compliment. And then Wilbur's like, so tell me what you think about thievery or theft or something. And he's like, let's go steal the meat and bread or something from Las Nevadas. And that's where the first like bad manipulation, like him having Rambo do something bad. And then they went over to look at the restaurant, and then that's when the way he started off the vandalizing was he's like, Rambo, go break that window. Rambo, go break that window.
Rambo there was one part where he's like, put a sign up. You know, he had him leave a sign for him, and then he had him like blow a corner of, and he justified it by being like, Quackity's not using this place anyway.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
It was all ways to be like, oh, but if we do this, then people are going to wonder where to go for food and they'll come to us. And yeah, like you said, Joey, he just keeps rationalizing everything and being like, no, it's just one thing. It'll be okay.
And that's the thing, because even when Rambo and Tubbo were having that moment when they were talking, and you can hear like the worry, like it was just like, Tubbo is just like, oh no, it's just, we're going to make the world a better place. Burgers for everyone. I'm just like, you don't understand that is not Quackity nor Wilbur's plan. Like you are literally just a pawn. But you are the pawn in this war that is about to go down, and I feel sorry for Tubbo.
So that brings up another theme that's going to steam off of this. Rambo and Tubbo are married, and they are in direct competition with each other, but Tubbo is 100% naive in this. He thinks he keeps saying it's friendly competition. It's good for the consumer. He thinks it's literally just going to be two burgers going against each other. He doesn't know Quackity's evil. He doesn't know shit's been blown up. He doesn't know Wilbur's intentions. I keep going back and forth on what I think Rambo. I think he's being manipulated, but then sometimes I feel like he knows what's going on.
That's the thing. That's actually what I was going to mention next about Rambo. It's weird because he comes off as a very intelligent character, and he is a very intelligent character, and he does have like, you know, different ways of like communicating that. But I think the issue is because he's so split, because he literally has two different personalities, and the other one just like wipes its memories. He ends up coming off with this like naive kind of depth to him. Like it's like, okay, well, now he's like a little kid almost. He's like, he doesn't really know. It's like, yeah, he can be easily influenced into breaking windows and whatever else, because he doesn't even know what's going on. And that other side of him, the other half of him, is like, yes, continue.
And this lore too, because you can tell like how the way Rambo's answering Wilbur, like when Wilbur's like asking him a question, oh, what's going on with you and Tubbo? And then like Rambo will spin it and be like, oh, we know each other, but it's nothing like that. And he's like, he'll like throw him off. So he's like, I'm giving you what you want, but also like I'm gonna keep my distance.
But there's also this like dangling teaser out there. Rambo has said that pretty soon nobody is going to be able to feel sorry for his character anymore. So I have no idea what's baking, but everyone in my chat always brings that up to me, that Rambo said nobody's going to be able to feel sorry for him by the time it comes full circle.
And I wonder what Filza has going on. Filza and Wilbur are actually right now in the process of writing a lore out. I've been getting people messaging me saying that Filza's jumping in. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know he's supposed to be jumping into it.
With Filza, I mean, he's also part of the syndicate. So, you know, before we jump into like Dream and Technoblade being in prison, but he's part of the syndicate. Filza, Wilbur actually went to Filza first about the Wilberger idea, and Philza literally jumped out of the way and said, go talk to Rambo, who's over there, because they all essentially live in the same way. So the way that Rambo got into this is because Philza said, no, son, daddy's not going to do this. Go get Rambo.
He almost set it up like a play date, because Wilbur was like, Rambo's really kind of weird. And then Philza's like, no, just you go hang out with him for a little bit. But then, so something you reminded me of with the whole family thing, Wilbur is Fundy's dad.
Yes.
And Fundy is part of Las Nevadas. Yes.
And then something else to add on to when you were talking about the streams, is that so there's essentially three streams on it. You got 1 and 2 of Wilbur, and then immediately after part 2 of Wilbur's stream ended, Tubbo stayed on, and so did Rambo. But at the end of part 2, after the whole when Quackity surprised them bringing in Tubbo and saying, he's running my kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Wilbur then it ended with just Wilbur and Rambo talking, and Wilbur again with his manipulation revealed to Rambo that he has a stack of TNT, and he revealed this plan, and this is like a cliffhanger of the way that stream ended. They are literally laying a stack of TNT under all of Las Nevadas. So Las Nevadas right now has TNT under all of it. And Rambo kept saying, he's like, this is just in case, right? Like, we're never going to need this. And then Wilbur's like, yeah, I mean, there's a couple scenarios we might need to use it, but it should never come to that.
I don't mean to interrupt here, but y'all already know.
You're good.
As soon as I saw, like Las Nevadas, like when I was looking at, oh, so glorious, so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I knew it was going to turn to dust. These folks and how they get down, I know, like the bigger, the greater, the more beautiful the building, the more it makes sense to blow it up in a story, right? Especially in a story of this caliber, the Dream SMP with Minecraft. And I think that's a part of the reason why I get so hyped when I watch these reactions and I'm watching everything explode, because I take into consideration, I try to think, how long would this have taken me to make when I'm watching it all like blow up? I'm like, and then let's say I hired like 5 other people to make this with me. How long this would have took me to make? And I imagine someone really just saying, you know what? I just don't like you. And then getting rid of it and just blowing all of it up and just like going it all sky high. So I definitely see the groundwork. I see what they're laying. I see like where the story's kind of going based on what y'all are telling me. And I'm actually really afraid for Rambo. I'm afraid.
I am worried. I think it's going to fall back on him. Like somehow Wilbur's going to flip this out, and it's going to be, oh, Rambo decided to do this, because he even told Rambo, he's like, hide the button and tell me where you put it.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, he put the.
Well, there's also there's this weird wild card because Slimesicle, Charlie is this like master spy who, like, he's eternal. He's just always been, and he keeps alluding to things that he's seen just in this really weird way. Like, because there's a video on Charlie's second channel that's called Slimesicle Goops Up the Dream SMP. He's talking to Fundy, and he just keeps like revealing things about Fundy, and Fundy turns back and he's like, wait a minute, how do you know about my dad? How did you know Wilbur's back? And Charlie just immediately will like play it off. He'll be like, dap me up. Or he'll like just dig a hole in the ground. Yeah, he'll be like, what do you mean? I'm just meat and bones like everyone else.
Goodness.
I thought everyone knew this.
But blam, economics.
Something's brewing with Charlie then, huh? Like he's building something.
He doesn't know what he knows. That's the whole thing about Charlie, is he just wants to convince people that he's not slime.
And YoBGS, to build off what you said earlier about Rambo constantly saying, people aren't going to be... I'm stuttering. People aren't going to be able to feel sorry for me. Maybe that's in reference to, because we all know, again, they're not laying TNT for nothing. Them writing out the story. Las Nevadas is going to blow up. It's just a matter of when. And it's probably, all going to fall back on Rambo. I don't know. Is it Rambo? But
yeah, I don't know.
He listens. He can let us know in the comments.
Whatever sounds right.
Rambo, help us out here.
Whatever sounds right to you.
So maybe that's what he's meaning, is this essentially, I call it terrorism, Maybe that's why.
It's funny because we know where kind of, at least we think, we know where this whole big arc is going. But Hot Sauce, you alluded to this a minute ago. 2 of the major players on the server are in prison driving each other up the wall, and Dream is just slowly headbutting the blocks until he gets out of prison. So where does that go?
Oh, I need y'all to clue me in too, because I don't know how Techno got in there. I don't know anything about that. All I know is he's in there just because he got spoiled for me on Twitter. But I don't know how he got in there, what's he doing in there, how long he's gonna be in there, what was that first interaction between him and Dream. Of course, I assumed when I was doing the reaction to the last Evan MC gaming part, I assumed that before the egg, that Techno would help. We would help Dream trying to bust him out some way because they have that relationship, because he owes him. He kind of owes Dream after saving 100%. His life. Yep. So I knew that Techno was going to be in place somewhere. I just didn't know how. So how did he even end up in the prison in the first place?
That's a good question, because wasn't that the plan though? Didn't he go in there to try to break Dream out? I remember him doing a stream a while, I think back around his birthday time, where he was like, "Oh, I'm going to visit Dream and I'm going to break him out." And I was like, but then it was like I lost what happened after that. All I knew, he was there. I'm like, okay, he's locked up now. Okay, cool.
Well, Quackity came and visited Technoblade during his birthday. They had a birthday party with the Syndicate. And there's always just this weird reaction between Quackity and Technoblade. And he's like, Quackity's like, maybe I'll come eat a slice of cake. And Technoblade's like, no,
yeah, why?
No, you can't. I don't know the beef between those two, with the exception of Technoblade gave Quackity the scar when he killed him.
That's what I mean. He put a pickaxe through his face. That's beef enough.
Quackity created a whole gang just to kill him.
Yeah,
the Butcher Army, right? Isn't that what they call the Butcher Army?
Yeah.
But so Technoblade, Quackity sent the invite to him at that birthday party to come visit. And Technoblade asked him multiple times, like, is this it? Like, there's nothing else, or like Technoblade went there knowing it was a trap. But the Syndicate, they have a secret base that has something called a stasis chamber. What a stasis chamber is a pearl that's thrown in water and essentially frozen there. And so that pearl is technically still floating from your throw. So as soon as something pushes that pearl down, you immediately transport back to there. So Technoblade, during that stream of Technoblade being in prison, basically, other than it was just like a filler stream, it was absolutely hilarious. If you've not watched it, I recommend watching it. It's about an hour long. And yes, Technoblade is driving Dream up the wall. They had Dream XD, which is God.
Yeah, I saw that. The God come in.
He got one wish.
And
one wish.
Bail.
Yes, and he wished for his subscriber bell to ring the bell, not to break out and save Dream, but to get subscribers. So basically what Technoblade is doing is having Dream, like he mentioned there, I need you to tell me everything about this prison, because Dream and Awesome Sam built the prison together. So Dream has all the in and outs memorized, and again, this is all, now what we're talking about is all guessing. I think Technoblade when he left to go visit Dream, he left Philza a will, and he said something like, you'll know what you need to do with this when the time is right. I think it's instructions to activate the stasis chamber after a month or 2 weeks. Technoblade's gonna go back without Dream, but he's gonna have the plans, he's gonna have the prison, all the intricacies.
But like he kept asking Dream, he's like, I know you're writing stuff down. Like, what's your Wattpad? Like, tell me the stories. Yes. Like, what do you write? Like, he's literally like, Techno is just like in there, like, oh, I'm on vacation. Like, this is just a vacation. And Dream's like, no, we're in prison. Like, we're here. And I'm like, okay, so Techno is up to something. Because in his head, he's like, oh no, I'm not here to stay, but I'm gonna get out. I need to get what I can get from you to get you out of here, type of situation.
Yep.
But Dream, I feel like Dream is gonna be Dream. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like the whole time, he's just like, stop bothering.
So, Hot Sauce, wasn't that the big thing in the stream where Technoblade ends up wishing for the bell? Didn't Dream essentially show Technoblade how the Revive book works because Techno was like, because they used the book and that's what brought Dream XD up. That was the key piece of lore out of that, is he saw Dream use it, so he knows it's an actual thing that's going on there. And I was trying to think, what the other like big pieces of lore were.
Yes, so there's just a couple more quick things with the lore. So Wilbur multiple times has boosted up Dream. He's my savior. He's my hero. I love Dream. I think Wilbur is going to have a big part in breaking out Dream, which could either be big with Wilbur or, maybe in future lore when Dream gets broken out, it's essentially going to be Lost Novatus versus everybody. Because another thing, Quackity has been torturing Dream this whole time, which Awesome Dude has been allowing him to do. That also brings up, and I think, I'm getting old, so I got a terrible memory, and I think, YoBGS, you brought this up, maybe in our group chat or something, or maybe someone brought it up, but it brings up the fact that Quackity visited Schlatt, who's dead, or Ghost, Schlattber, whatever you want to call him, down in the big man gym, and Schlatt and Quackity made this deal, which we don't know the results of the deal of getting the Revive book. So there's that looming story, and right, wasn't that YoBGS? I think.
Yeah, we don't. Right? The majority of people in my chat seem to be convinced that Schlatt won, and that's the entire reason that Quackity is so hell bent on getting this book, because now he's committed to Schlatt that he has to bring him back.
Yeah, I remember watching that in the Quackity lore. It played it out. And then it just did like this skip, like it did like a time skip to Quackity trying to go to the prison. So I'm assuming he lost as well. They just didn't play it out.
I think the Dream SMP lore it's going pretty good right now, but I think that because there's also I don't know if you guys have had your comments, anybody bring these up to you. And I'm just briefly mentioning the names to put them on your radar. There's a thing called Volts Wars that's an SMP involving Dream SMP people, and there's something else called the Bear SMP. I forget which members are in both of these things, but everyone's been telling me about Volt Wars and the Bear SMP. So I'm assuming people will let us know in the comments who's on what, but those two names have been getting a ton of mentions lately.
And Tails, is Tails still going, or did that pause? Like, what is going on with that?
Rumor is that Carl's planning another one, so I've reacted to 4 of them. I think I'm roughly doing like 1 a week, but the thing that's crazy about that is after like the second one, it actually becomes heavy lore, because again, Carl can time travel, and it brings up different parts of history of the Dream SMP that involves the characters, their ancestors, and then there's sometimes in the past, sometimes in the future, but it's always Carl, like current Carl, like Tales of the SMP is Carl's Dream SMP lore.
Yeah,
yep.
I heard about that one.
And supposedly there's a new one coming out, but again, just no one knows the status of when or what it's going to be about.
Well, and I mean, this kind of segues into something that we're doing in a little bit, I know, but with all of the vlogs going on, the big issue seems like, now that things have calmed down in the world, people are going out more. It's hard to get everyone in the same room at the same time to do lore.
Literally, and as long as those, real life videos are going to take off the way that they are, and they have been, the content creators are going to be more motivated to make that content. And hello, we all know that. Oh, yeah. We all understand that. It's the game. It's the algorithm.
Next segment. Now that we got Dream SMP lore out of the way, we're jumping into the next segment, which directly involves you guys as subscribers, and the way you can be a part of this, it's the Would You Rather segment. You have to be a member of our Discord. On our Discord, the Dream Team Podcast, there's a section in there called Would You Rather. You type in your questions. They can be silly, Dream SMP related, and we pick out some out of this. So the first one is from Amadeus. They asked, would you rather be able to breathe underwater or have the ability of flight?
You first, Joey.
I want to breathe underwater. I want to breathe underwater. I love swimming. I love the water. That would be iconic. Mermaid life.
I'm a mermaid.
Joey's the fish origin confirmed. Joey and Nikki.
Definitely Joey's gonna be a siren, legit. Definitely a siren. I would say.
I want to make people crash though.
Well, yeah.
I don't want that. Don't come to me and crash into the rock. No.
I'm afraid of the ocean and I'm afraid of the flight. I'm afraid of heights, so I'm afraid of both. So you know what? I'm just gonna go with flight, just because I feel like I could do more with that.
I gotcha.
See, the issue is how fast. How fast of a flight are we talking about?
Superman, you have the ability up to the speed of light, faster than a speeding bullet.
You're just floating. You're the air balloon.
But if my flight speed is capped at my run speed, then I want to breathe underwater.
Yeah,
because I'm not getting anywhere any faster, and drowning doesn't sound particularly fun. So like,
not at all.
But that. So I think I'm with Joey. Just give me a tail and the nice little shells, and I'll be good to go.
I 100%, like this was an easy one for me. I would totally, I'm also terrified, like extremely terrified of heights, but I feel like if I had the flight or the ability to fly, you wouldn't be scared of heights because you could never die unless if you flew into a wall or a plane propeller or something. But yeah, I would totally fly. I'd be
afraid of heights, and you're just up there and you like look down and you're just like, oh shit, and then fall out of there.
Right? I'd start Uber Eats flights. I'd become a millionaire from it. Okay, next would you rather, and this one is brought to us by Rotten Warrior, and I know you guys are gonna like this, and it'll be interesting to hear your answers. Would you rather have a permanent spot in the MCC or be on the Dream SMP?
That's hard. That's a difficult one.
Like that's easy for me. I would want to be on the Dream SMP just for the simple fact it's like, who does not want to be able to talk to all these people? That's connections. Like MCC is like, okay, they do that like what, once a month?
Yep.
So like you're playing what, once a month? The Dream SMP is like every day. Like I can literally annoy Tommy.
To be fair, if you were on Tommy's team in MCC, you could annoy him too.
Yeah,
true. But we might not always be on the same team.
Yeah,
you can have a spot, but it's going to be on the same team every time.
See, and I'm on the same boat with Joey, because if you look at, I would say a spot on the Dream SMP, and I'll give you one name that explains all you need to know. Foolish. Foolish was, and I will remember this forever. I passed Foolish on a Thursday in subs. We were both at like 20K. I passed him on a Thursday. That Saturday, I posted my video. I saw him streaming, walking around the Dream SMP. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I went to his stream, and it was right after Doomsday had happened, because he's just looking around and everything was just a giant hole in the ground. And like his streams that normally had 20 or 30 people, you know, and you could talk and just see your name pop up, it was like a slot machine.
Oh, goodness.
And like that,
wow,
that is the impact that being on the Dream SMP can have as a content creator. Like, there are a lot of people in Minecraft Championship that are awesome, but if you post, I got invited to MCC, it doesn't do that.
I personally also agree with YoBGS and Joey. I would join the Dream SMP. I love, because again, even though Dream SMP lore right now, it's kind of stagnant, there are still people who stream almost daily. Like Foolish literally builds on the Dream SMP every day.
He's a machine, though.
Literally a machine. I mean, he's basically Hermitcraft on the Dream SMP. But yeah, I love, again, you know, I'm nerdy. I love the story. I love being able to create your own character. You know, Nate, this is, I think, going to pertain to something later on this channel. But, you know, we were talking about superpowers, stuff like that. You know, a little hint for you guys for future stuff. But, you know, you get a, and Joey, like how you talked about when you got into reactions, you can reinvent yourself. You can create a whole new persona character on the Dream SMP. You can change it mid-month. You can be a good guy and then a heel. You can do whatever you want on the Dream SMP. And your channel's guaranteed to blow up.
So now, now that we've all talked all the goodness out of the Dream SMP, Nate, we got to hear why you'd be in Minecraft Championship.
No, all right, look, all right. I said it was tough, and I will advocate for why I feel like this is a tough decision. Me personally, I come from a background of someone who watches a lot of like esports and the glory that comes around like winning that title and being a part of that competition and being a part of those teams and stuff like that. So like, yeah, there's a little bit of me that kind of like wouldn't mind seeing myself somewhere on that podium, you know, towards the top, you know, maybe third, second, or first. And I feel like if I'm always going to be a permanent, you know, fixture, I'm always going to get a chance, which means that I can keep maybe improving each year. It's not guaranteed, but I keep improving each year. And then at some point, because I'm a permanent fixture, I imagine I would absorb a lot of the clout of whatever team I'm on anyway.
I was like thinking about that too. That makes sense because you're constantly going to be in the games. You're constantly going to be on the different teams with somebody else, which means you're constantly making connections, which means you might be on Dream's team. Now everybody is like, "Oh shit, that's Nate playing with Dream." You know what? Either way it goes, you go get in the cloud. Either way it goes, you go get the attention.
That's a good point. If they can't kick you out of Minecraft Championship, you're fine. But what if you join the Dream SMP and somebody kills you 3 times in the first 5 minutes you're on, and then it's over?
All people are gone.
I am changing my answer. I want to be on the MCC.
Okay.
But no, for real though. That's a good one. I love that Would You Rather. That was good.
All right, we got another one that I think's interesting. This is more of a quicker one, but would you rather eat at Tub Burger or Wilburger? So Quackity and Tubbo or Wilbur and Rambo? And they both got NFT Volume 1 burgers.
I will answer first just because I don't know anything about it. I feel like my answer will probably hold the least amount of weight. I'm just going to personally go with the Tub Burger, and I'm only going to go with the Tub Burger just because it sounds like it will be more fire. All right, I feel like I can trust their cooking over the Wilbur Burger. I don't know why.
And then I feel like just because being caught up and thinking like in my mind, I'm like, Tubbo, what you did was wrong. You did not have to go and steal this idea. I want the original, so I want to go with the Wilburger. Just because I want the original one. Like, Tubbo, you stole it. You ran with it. And then you gave it to Quackity out of all people. Like, no, Wilbur, you twisted, but I got you. Give me your burger.
All right, I'm gonna spin it a little bit just because I'm gonna take the personalities out of it for a second. So Las Nevadas is this place of opulence, right? It's like Vegas. This is the 5-star restaurant, professional kitchen, all the best resources that you can possibly have.
$1 burger.
Wilburger is a truck in the dirt that the owner doesn't spend any time at. Now, I like my burgers medium, maybe a little bit on the more rare side. I feel like Wilbur is a little preoccupied. Rambo can't remember things, so he's not going to remember when he put my burger on the grill.
It's going to be
food poisoning waiting to happen. So I got to go to the Tub Burger.
I'm not doing
it. There's a comedy of errors out there.
Oh my goodness.
YoBGS, me and you are on the same brainwave for that because, again, taking the characters out of it, just when I read this question, immediately I thought, you know, I've never been to Las Nevada.
Las Vegas?
Thank God, I'm so energetic. I forgot the real name. Holy shit. Yes, I'm getting old. Yeah, I've never been there, and I just imagine that burger just being the cream of the crop, like literally an NFT burger, just amazingness. But yeah, that was asked, by Cabbage Dynamite. Now for the last one.
Great one.
And this is asked by Moon Lario. Would you rather watch the bench trio, Tommy, Tubbo, and Rambo, or the Dream Team, Dream, Sapnap, and George content?
Oh, this is good. This is difficult.
It's spicy.
I'll hop in the barrel first. If we're talking about for a video, for content, the bench trio historically does better on my channel anyway than the Dream Team. I have no idea why. It just that tends to be the way it is. But that being said, there's something about like, I don't know. I guess I'm a George Stan, like low key, because like
He's got that pretty
he's
privilege.
the funniest chill dude ever. And if you go with the Dream Team, you get the Minecraft manhunts. That's the OG content. So I'm gonna say the Dream Team, just because without it, I don't know that the rest of this exists. Now I just because I got canceled doesn't mean you're off the hook. Someone's got to say something.
Next segment.
Next subject.
Wait.
Okay, I'll jump in. I'm a Tommy stan through and through. I mean, Technoblade's pretty close, but I love anything Tommy related. So I would pick Tommy, the bench trio of Tommy, Tubbo, and Rambo. I just easy for me. I jump in that boat.
And I feel like I just follow you because I love bench trio content. Like them three together is like you never know what's going to happen. Like I always feel bad for Tubbo, but Tubbo is always the GOAT. Like Tubbo is always the one carrying the team. So it's like I watch for Tubbo. Like I watch to cheer Tubbo on. I'm like, what is Tubbo going to do, Tommy? We know you, but like Tubbo's fit to come through, and bench trio for sure.
All right, I'm gonna have to. We're 50-50. I'm going with Dream Team. I'm going with Dream Team. I'm going with Dream Team because you already know what time it is. All right, it's Minecraft manhunt time.
It's not a bad choice. Like either way, it's a win-win. So it's like either way it goes, you win it.
Yeah,
I'm here.
There's also one thing that completely breaks this, by the way. Are you ready? If you go with the Dream Team, eventually someday you get the Dream face reveal video.
Ooh.
But you get the
Rambo face reveal.
Yeah.
He's changed his mind about doing the face reveal. I've seen he's not doing it. He posted like I don't know if it was a tweet or something he posted or something somebody shared from him on one of his streams where he said he didn't want to feel obligated to show his face because he's not at that stage where he's ready to do it.
Oh, wow.
It's fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair.
So I know that. So I think I think he changed it up.
Next segment, we're gonna talk about Dream SMP, the characters, their individual channels or vlogs. So yeah, I think have you reacted to the bazooka yet, Nate?
I watched so I need to do a whole nother catching up. I haven't watched the freaking.
He dropped the video right after Tommy's video came out.
Right, like literally after, and then I haven't done the Jack Manifold boxing one either, so I'm pretty behind. Y'all feel free though. Feel free.
So what you guys think of the Tommy vlog for We Shot a Bazooka? What do you guys think about that?
It was insane. I really feel like with the vlogs, we never know what they're going to do. Yes. Like, what have they not done? And I'm like, what is he going to do next? And I always feel sorry for Tubbo in these videos. I'm like, this holding a bazooka's bigger than him, and he's like, oh
my big thing I wanted was for them to have like a smartwatch or like a heart rate monitor. Because Tubbo, after he was shooting, he was like shaking. And
he was shaking beforehand. You could tell he didn't want to do it. He's like, don't make me do it.
Well, so Hot Sauce, I want to know this. What did you think about some of their, because I know you mentioned that, you were in the military. What did you think about the trigger discipline, the handling of the weapons? Because when I saw they had the airsoft guns at the beginning, my first thought when Tommy just went up there one-handed was that video of the girl who shoots the Desert Eagle and it just spins back into her forehead. I was like, he needs to know recoil's a thing.
Yeah, honestly, like I didn't talk about this at all in the reaction, but I was actually kind of really shocked at so in the military, and I've also been to gun ranges in real life. I mean, they are hardcore. Like you go for 30 minutes about the do's and don'ts, and I think it's because they are big time people, and they probably bought the whole place for the day, and the people that owned it knew they had money. I think they kind of got an all-star treatment. Because especially in the beginning when they were shooting the airsoft guns in real life, they would have been stopped instantly. Not saying they wouldn't have been allowed to go again, but the instructor, the trainer would 100% came up. The way they were holding the guns was wrong. And not saying that you can't joke around and laugh, but it's very, you almost feel like you're in the military when you're at a gun range.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting too when they're shooting the bazooka, like, I think it was Rambo who had the camera. Like in front a little bit, and that's a big thing at ranges too. Like you stay behind everybody who has a weapon because it just makes it safer.
That's another thing too. It's like, wait a second. How is monetization for your reactions to this? Because YouTube is really on some really weird stuff with their guidelines. Because I swear, the shooting bazookas and stuff like that definitely would have been demonetized last year.
Tommy actually came out and said that his vlogs, he's not worried about them being demonetized. Like he literally has said, like he understands. Like if they get demonetized, it is what it is. He literally was like, I'm going to use the music I want, and I'm going to record. I'm going to post what I want. Like that's his mindset.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You go for it. When I react, let me pause and talk and do some stuff to make sure that I don't get in trouble.
Exactly.
Well, it was cool too because it also had like the unboxing of his diamond play button, him going to the filming for the music video. Like it was almost kind of a shame that those things got swept under the rug of shooting the bazooka, because there's a lot of really interesting parts to that video. And then the boxing. I mean, what are you gonna say? Jack went to a gym where his little brother literally beats up on him and tried to fight Wilbur.
Twice the size of him too, mind you. Little brother is jacked. His brother is jacked.
He puts the man in Manifold.
Josh Manifold.
He puts the man in Manifold. Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel sorry for Gagi, and I feel like everything. Like I was like, why are y'all doing this to him? He is not the athlete. This is not for him. Like why?
Gagi was getting down too.
He just
Gagi was trying to.
Yes.
Definitely held his own, but it was more like you watch your little sister put on the thing, and they're like play fighting in the room is what the vibe you got. Like Gagi's like, oh yeah, and I'm just like, no.
To be said for that though, like I don't know, because I get self-conscious when I go out and like try things if I think I'm not going to be good. And George is just like, dude, who cares? I get to go to a gym and box with my friends. Like that's a good day.
And I'll tell you who was getting down though is Wilbur. That was kind of like my biggest takeaway from that is how freaking tall that dude is. And what's funny, whenever you watch the videos, anytime he was holding the camera, like it's literally hovering over Jack. So every time Jack is talking to the camera when Wilbur is filming, it's from this perspective and he's looking up at the camera. And I'm not being dramatic. He is literally looking up, because that is how much taller Wilbur is than him. And I would not want to mess with Wilbur. He looked like he can put some people down.
He definitely. But the craziest part is my comment section from this video of now everyone telling me that their video was shot in a gay porn studio.
They said that at the beginning of the video.
The gym. And I thought he was joking. And they're like, my comment section, like, this was a gay porn. I'm like, wait, why are y'all telling me this?
That is hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
I mean, it's motivation. If you're training, it's motivation. You don't want to get knocked down because you don't know what you're getting knocked down into. So stay on your feet.
You know what's funny too about doing this whole thing live with you, yo? You're funny like this in your videos too, and you be having me dying, like for real. I would just be like, I'm like watching whatever, and maybe I'll be playing a video game and I'll check back over and like you'll just say something that'll just have me busting out laughing. Like it's literally just you. You're a natural comedian.
Dude, it's the benefits of ADD. My brain is just like always talking. Like, I'm sorry if I keep stepping on people or like, I don't know, because I just jump in when I can. Like
I think that's the way that this podcast will always be, is just because it's super hard for four of us to have a conversation and not be next to each other. So we're always going to be stepping on each other's toes. And I mean, it's just the way it is. We all got stuff to say and throw in there, so you ain't stepping on any toes. I mean, we still got 2 topics left, but this one is a big one because I think a lot of weeks this one isn't a big topic, but this week it definitely is. And that is Dream SMP original music. I think we got 4 main ones, and you guys dive into whichever one you want. But Dream's new song with Alec Benjamin, Change My Clothes, Derivakat's Revived, and her new album. And I'm going to mess up this name, but is it Kanaya. And then Amanda Fagan. So you guys, whoever wants to bring up the first song, go ahead.
Let's talk about Dream song, because from listening to Road Trip to now,
yes,
oh my goodness, like it's the growth. It's like he's growing into his voice, because like listening to him in Road Trip was like, okay, I'm playing in the studio, this is just me like ha ha ha, and then you got Mask. I'm like, okay, wait, there's potential. And then you drop this one. I'm like, okay, this is a whole bop. Give me an EP. Give me an album. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, where's the rest of this music at?
But that's the other thing. You can't rush it because I feel like the time between songs where he's been practicing has been so big for him to like be able to grow into who he is as a singer. And I love that we have two producers on the podcast because Hot Sauce, I think I was talking to you about this the other day. The lack of processing, the fact that he just stripped everything out and was like, it's going to be me, one or two instruments, giddy up. That's awesome.
It is. I think, and I think that's another way that you can, or at least that I has tracked his growth, is with Road Trip. The amount of, and I know this is, people have different opinions on this, but I love autotune and I use autotune on my music. But Road Trip, massively processed, tons of autotune just slathered on all over it like gravy at Thanksgiving. Mask, you definitely saw a massive step up in his growth, his singing, his voice. But Change My Clothes, don't get me wrong, and don't fool anyone with this. There's still processing and auto-tune on that, but you could not hear it, or maybe a smidge. But I mean, that was for the most part Dream's voice.
I definitely agree with all what both of y'all were saying about the growth, especially when you listen to Road Trip and then you listen to Change My Clothes, and you listen to Mask. What I noticed was with Road Trip, it was a bit more in your face, a bit more popish, a bit more like this is the track, like this is the pop hit. And Mask was more like, I'm trying something new. I want to open up a bit more. But when you hear the lyrics are a bit more straightforward again, where like there's not a whole lot to read into when it comes to the lyrics, but it's good. It's a decent song. It's well made. And then you shift over to Change My Clothes and you're getting nice allusions to someone not being able to feel like, okay, well, how am I supposed to do all this great impact in the world? How am I supposed to do all this? I can't even change my clothes. And it's like just that one idea alone, and then the way the alliteration is made and moved throughout the entire track, the way they stripped down the production, the way they stripped down on the autotune on Dream's voice and made him sound a little bit more natural, and the way the feature even is popping in throughout the mix on this.
Oh yes.
It's like it's levels way above what Mask really was at, and I feel like maturity-wise better than where Road Trip was at. Those are still songs to me I still go back to and bang because I feel like they're still bangers, but there's definitely something different about this one. I want to say that Dream is a great and talented writer, but for all we know, this could have been the ghostwriting. The ghostwriting could have came into play with this one because the writing was really good on this one in comparison to the last two.
And what I found funny, so all four of us have reacted to this, and I've watched everybody's, and I think literally all four of us had the same reaction about 5 seconds into Dream singing. All of our jaws dropped. We're like, is that Alec or is that Dream?
Yeah,
that's Dream.
The whole time I was like doing that back and forth. Like, okay, wait, who? Okay, who? Wait, okay, I got it. Like, okay, that's Dream.
Yes.
Like, this is Dream. Got it.
Find somebody like, because Dream already has a kind of high voice to begin with. To find somebody even higher than him, it was one of those things of like, you almost worry that it would be too much of a good thing, but it was amazing.
Especially when they're singing on the track, a couple of the choruses together. I mean, their voices meshed beautifully together. And I don't know if like one sang and then the other sang listening to it, but I mean, they harmonized beautifully, which I think is a massive props to Dream, because that also shows his growth. If you can harmonize with someone, you can train your voice to do just about anything. So I loved it. So Joey, what do you think about Kanaya's new song?
Oh my goodness. Home is, I think, the song actually she wrote is about Rambo, Tubbo, and Tommy. And it is literally like a lullaby. It is literally about, like, no matter where they go in life, like, they're always going to come back to each other. Like, they're always going to be friends.
Wow.
And it is literally the cutest thing. Like, when I first heard it, all I thought was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, wait. Like, take me on a trip.
So
and like, that's what I feel like with their music, it's always the journey. It's like, no matter where they start at, it's like, where are we going with this? Like, I don't want the song to end. And this is one of the ones that I definitely will like be playing over and over and over.
And then you were also saying too, Joey, that you had more. I think you have the most Amanda Fagan experience out of the group of us.
I feel one of her songs, and I think it's called Once Upon a Time. And it was also one of those songs where like the visual itself is like a storybook. And like on the different pages, she's telling different stories about the certain people. And it's literally like the book flips. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I don't know who did the art for it, but her words and like the stuff that she's talking about, it's like, why am I just now hearing about her and where has she been at?
I love that even though like we have our favorites, obviously, you know, and I think everybody would say when it comes to music and art, like Saddest and Derivakat, but then more people keep entering the fray. It's like Smash Bros, right? Like a new challenger enters the arena every 2 weeks, and it's someone who's just doing incredible stuff. Like it seems like it's never ending.
And I love that. I love that they're constantly like, the storyline is so big that all these artists can like go back and look and be like, oh, I want to put this into a song. Like, we can't even like not forget the Ballad of Ghostbur by the one and only.
Aww,
like that was insane. So it's like you get to see not only in this community are people working together, but you have these artists who like to draw coming together with these people who are singing and they're putting it together and giving us masterpieces. Like CG5 is another one of those that's incredible. And like, I'm still sitting here pinching myself ready because Tubbo said that the music video was done. And we have yet to hear CG5 or his vocals. Every time I've heard Tubbo sing, the song has been live. And he'll say, oh, this is where CG5 is going to do this. I'm just like, can we hear it?
Okay, so now for the elephant in the room. Should we dive into an artist known as Derivakat? She had a very, very big, and also I don't know if you guys have looked at it recently, but I think it's up to 2.5, maybe 3 million views already. Revived, and then she also dropped her album Records of the SMP. Let's dive into Revived, the song about Revived Burr. And what are your guys' take on it? I know all four of us have reacted to it.
Again, it's one of those moments where I didn't know what to expect. It's like after listening to like Casino Royale, I'm like, okay, she taking me. Like, I'm like, okay, what is she? And I press play and I'm just like, wait a minute. Here we go. Like, what we're not about to do is slay me in the first couple seconds of this song.
It's like, who else's style? You know, like there's nobody else that can do so many different styles. Like you were saying, Joey, and make them perfect, you know, because she goes from the lounge singer kind of with that like smoky room kind of vibe, and this was Rage Against the Machine, this was Beastie Boys, this was like that era of almost grunge, and it just like it slammed. It was, and then it had more Easter eggs in it, I felt, than like Taylor Swift songs, because if you watched, you had to frame by frame some spots in the video to just see different things, like eyes popping out of the background, Wilbur looking around. It was so wild.
I love that aspect, just the details, the level of detail in the animation, the slickness, the different lettering, the art style, the way that gave you this very eerie vibe, but this cool vibe as well. And I think that was really, just like you mentioned in your reaction, yo, when I was watching, I felt like Derivakat had a better assessment of Wilbur's new character than majority of the people out. that
apologists deep down. We don't want to be, but we are.
Right. Something that I always give Derivakat credit for, because obviously she's a beautiful singer, she's insanely talented, she's an amazing writer, amazing music producer. She literally has no genre, but something that I love giving her credit for, and I think us four as reactors, this is stuff that we catch on to and look for, is just not does she try new genres, each song's about a different character, but she finds these sounds with her production that pertain to the character that the song's about. So, Revived, the train sounds, Casino Royale, the slot machine sounds, Write It Down, the typewriter sounds.
Yeah, she always Captain's Call, she had it was like the boat sounds and stuff that she was doing in Captain's Call that she did. Like, it's like always, like, it's like that one little bit, like, you know what, I'm going to make this special, but wait a minute, like, here you go. And it's just like, okay. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, give it to me.
Yep, there it is. Derivakat is Salt Bay, confirmed. That's
I
what it
love
is.
that about her. And then Derivakat dropped her second Dream SMP album called Records of the SMP. This is mainly just a I mean, it had Revived on it, just mainly a collection of songs that she has put out over the past couple months. If you guys have not heard it yet, go ahead and put a listen to it. I don't think we really got to talk much on it because, again, this is just this isn't new work. It's a culmination of 7 songs that she's put out over the past couple months. But I definitely highly recommend listening to it because what I really take away from when she puts these collaborative or collective albums together is every song is different. Every song's a different genre. It's about a different character. Her singing is different. The writing's different. The production is different. I mean, she literally is a triple threat in the music industry.
I couldn't agree more. That's the reason why we're all just.
So I think the last topic to close out, should we talk about some Minecraft Championship predictions?
I think so. Here's the thing, Hot Sauce, I think I found a way to save our channels, right? Because we've been talking about predictions. So if any of us have any predictions for the results, maybe we just do a top 3 from each of us. That way it saves us from getting murdered for putting teams not in the top 5.
Do you want to start off with that then, YoBGS, with your idea?
Dude, why do you always pick me for the things that are going to get us ruined?
Idea.
All right, so I'll start out first with the hot take I think that y'all may not necessarily agree with. I think 3rd place going to be the Pink Parrots. I think Dream is awesome. CPK has been a Minecraft championship before, but Finn, I love Finster so much. But I just think that Finn can be a chaotic influence sometimes, and that may end up keeping them out of the finale. 2, I'm going with the Purple Pandas because Fruit is amazing. Scotty Smager has been playing awesome, and Grian, or as they say in Tommy's stream, Groin, is an awesome. He keeps improving in the championship, so I think that they're going to be second. And then number 1, I think you got to go with. We're going to break the curse for Captain Sparkles. It's the Yellow Yaks. Gluggy, Punk, H-Bomb, and H-Bomb is like one of the best players in the history of Minecraft Championship.
Literally, yes.
He's gonna go Giannis style, throw the whole Yellow Yaks on his back, and just carry him to the championship.
Well, I literally, same thing, number 3, the team with Dream on it. 3rd is Pink Parrots. See, then it throws me when I get to 2 and 1. So Aqua, water, Aqua's blue. I only say that was second because of Tubbo, and I feel like Tubbo is one of those ones that you just have to watch. Like Tubbo can carry your team. Then number 1, I'm gonna go because I feel like this is gonna be that team that people aren't going to expect. But Red Rabbits, I feel like they created an iconic team. That team is iconicness waiting to happen.
Okay.
And I definitely I think they got this one.
I want to believe, Joey. I want to believe so bad.
All right, so I did a little different because I wasn't sure how I was supposed to do this, but I did it like who I want to win, who I think will win, and of course the Dark Horse team, right? Who I want to win, I want the Red Rabbits to win. Of course, right? I mean, hello. I'm fans of all of them. I would love for them to win. Do I actually think they're going to win? No, I don't think they're going to win, unfortunately. And I already know I'm probably going to get canceled. I don't think they're going to win. I think Orange Ocelots has got this. I do. I think Orange Ocelots has got this because they have Shovel, and I don't know a whole lot, but from what I understand, they're a 2-time winner, if I'm correct. So I feel like they got some skill on their team, and then the
Tapel's huge.
Yeah, Tapel's crazy. So I'm thinking, and then of course the Dark Horse team. And this was tough because I really was going to pick them as my number 1 that was going to actually win it, is Purple Pandas. Like Fruit Berries is, from what I understand, one of the most insane players.
Fruit's so good.
Yeah, I've heard that. I still have not watched, so I could get killed from that. I haven't watched Fruit Berries yet. But and then Grian is pretty crazy from what I understand too, and I don't know a whole lot about the other two people in the team. But I was like,
Stager is Minecraft Championship. He's like the main brain behind it.
Yeah,
He's the one who got canceled for when they came back because they felt like, was it for Ace Race? Like he had an unfair advantage.
Oh, yeah, he put himself on the team with Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, and then he's like, "Oh, what do you know? I won."
I've never seen him play, so I don't know what his skill level is at. Is really what I meant by that. So they're kind of I'm not sure, but Fruit Berries, I feel like Fruit Berries might just take it.
So I love that we all have different takes on this. So I mean, we've all mentioned some same teams, but my third place is Yellow Yaks. Captain Sparkles, Punk, H-Bomb. H-Bomb is also, a classic dominator on here. And then you got Goggy. I think they're coming in third. I just think they're too big of a team to not just dominate. My second one, I'm going to go with Purple Pandas for a couple reasons. So, yes, they got Scotty Major on there.
When the last MCC of the year last year, Grian almost soloed the entire of Dodgebolt by himself. Yep. He was just wrecking people.
Grian's amazing. And I've reacted to a little bit of Hermitcraft, and he's just he bleeds Minecraft.
That's where I remember Grian from too. Grian, yep. I remember now. That was an infamous scene. I remember that MCC. My subscribers, I don't think will ever let me forget that whole entire thing.
Who I want to win and who I think is going to win is the same team, and that is the Red Rabbits, baby. My daughter and I both are going to be rooting for them. I mean, you got Tommyinnit, Wilbursoot, Filza, and Rambo. A lot of people forget Rambo, last MC, his first time playing, finished fourth overall.
That's crazy.
Tommyinnit is amazing at a lot of people count out Tommyinnit because he's very silly, doesn't take stuff serious, but what people don't realize, MCC is a different Tommyinnit. He's a leader, he takes control of the situation, and he dominates, and he's amazing at PvP. I think they're the team to beat. I think they made a mistake putting those four on the same team, and I think it's Red Rabbits all the way, and I honestly don't even think it's going to be close.
Realize that I'm rooting for that team because we do Wilbur is Tommy's biggest fan. So you got your biggest fan on your team that is going to be also cheering for you. They are about to literally take off.
But the problem with this team, the problem with having Tommy and Wilbur on the same team is if they
go here cussing the whole time.
If they come out of the box slow, they may throw for content. If they come out of the box and they have problems, they could just meme it up because they're like, all right, we got screwed on this one. Let's just have fun with it. That's because if they come out and they're winning, they'll absolutely take it seriously. But I just think that if they stumble, you never know. I want them to win, but you never know.
Everyone, for the most part, is going to be on Twitch. Grian is YouTube. So make sure you follow your favorite player during it. And on our next episode, we will not be talking about predictions. We'll be talking about performance and winners, funny moments, clutch moments. Guys, I gotta tell you, man, I've said this on Twitter a couple times. I'm honored to be doing this with you guys. I think this is, we've called it the meeting of the minds. I think this is like four worlds colliding but making a beautiful mess. This has been awesome. I've loved talking with you guys. Thank you for allowing me to host the first one. I think this is awesome, and I can't wait for next week, and maybe we might be working on getting some guests on the show.
I agree. This has been my face hurts. I've been laughing so hard these last couple hours. This is amazing.
I definitely enjoyed the energy. I feel like this is a very seamless thing. We all enjoy the same thing, and I love this. It felt like the time just went by like that. So definitely looking forward to doing this again.
Same. I definitely had a blast. First of all, shout out to you, Papa Hot Sauce, because you ran this. You were the guinea pig. So we got to shout out you. But I definitely enjoyed every bit of it.
Everyone, with that being said, if you enjoyed this, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoy us, make sure you check out our individual channels, subscribe to that. And closing out segment weekly. If you want to get your artwork shown on the channel, again, make sure the way to get on this channel is to be part of our Discord. So as we close out, I want to show our weekly winners, and here they are.
Yay! First
Hey,
episode,
did it.
y'all.
Right.